There on the field, the pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beaches is singing "Fight, Balls, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. New little video series I'm doing this year, emotional reactions to scores around the SEC. For example, we take a look at Florida Week 1. They beat 7th-ranked Utah, and the fan base is terrified. We're talking about Richardson making plays with his legs. The Gators are way better than we thought. We're scared. Week 2, they go and lose to Kentucky. Now everybody says Tennessee going to dominate. And on the flip side, Kentucky is a world beater. It's what happens. It's football. And this may not be you. It may be somebody else. It could be me. We all do it. It's what we do as college football fans. We're going to take a look at the SEC scoreboard. But more specifically, each week, what I want to look at is some of Tennessee's opponents coming up. That's who I really want to focus on. Kind of watch their games, get an idea of what they did during that week. So we're going to get into it. As always, do me a favor, smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. If you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. It's Gator Hater Week. A lot of content coming your way this week. I dropped the day after video kind of breaking down the Tennessee-Akron game earlier today. Also, I will be live tonight. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be playing NCAA 2013. But if you see that and you're like, I'm not watching a dude play video games, we also sit around and talk Tennessee football for 2 to 3 hours. Very interactive with the chat. It's a good time. I encourage you to come check it out. If you've never been a part of those streams, come check it out tonight and see what you think. But let's get into it. Let's take a look at the scores around the SEC. We start right there at the top. Kentucky getting the win over Youngstown State. Whatever, they take care of business. It is what it is. 31-0. I think I saw it was the first shutout. I forget how many years. It's been a while since Kentucky has shut somebody out. They're a good football team. A lot of talk of who the second best team is in the SEC East behind Georgia, who has been dominant so far in this 2022 season. And I think Kentucky can make an argument. Kentucky's right up there. Kentucky, some people would say Florida, and a lot of us would say Tennessee, and we're going to have an opportunity to settle that on the field. Kentucky already beat Florida, and we'll see what the Vols do against Florida coming up this Saturday. 3:30 kick, CBS, Checker, Neyland. Hoping we see some Smoky Grays, but going to be an exciting atmosphere. You can see there, Missouri getting it done. They're not a very good football team. Georgia, South Carolina. This is the one that's worth talking about. Georgia just absolutely dominates South Carolina. And you guys know the deal. South Carolina was a team going into this year that I talked a lot about, called that game a toss-up. We'll see. We'll see what plays out. Something that I talked about when mentioning South Carolina was the fact that they had added Spencer Rattler, and that's why they were kind of, the media darling during the offseason. But you also got to look. They finished same exact record as Tennessee. They finished the season pretty hot. Then they went and added some players in the transfer portal. And I thought Spencer Rattler would be an upgrade at the quarterback position. He just has not been that. On the year, 60 out of 101 for 721 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the big factor, 5 interceptions. 5 interceptions through 3 games. But their offensive line struggled. Now, whether that's their offensive line as a weakness or just the dominance of that Georgia defense, but Spencer Rattler was running for his life the entire game. But that just shows me, let's continue this aggressive defense that we saw against Pitt, the aggressive defense we saw against Akron. Look, that quarterback last night for Akron made some nice plays, but Tennessee put him on his backside. They got to him a lot, especially some of those young guys. Love seeing Elijah Herring out there making plays. But Spencer Rattler, same type of deal. If you can get after him, force him to make mistakes, Tennessee's going to absolutely blow the doors off of South Carolina. What do you guys think about Shane Beamer? Can Shane Beamer get it done at South Carolina? He is just week in and week out proving that he is the Butch Jones of South Carolina. This is what he said after the game.
You sense any give up in the locker room?
Hell no. What kind of questions that, Phil? We're 1-2. we're 1-2. We got a bunch of fighters in that room, and give up. That's not a part of this football program. Get out of here, man. With that, no.
His body language, the things that he says, he just reminds me of Butch Jones. He's a guy that's not confident. He's not comfortable in his own skin. He just makes excuses time after time after time. Champions of life, that type of stuff, 5-star hearts, all that nonsense. That's what Shane Beamer reminds me of. And you're talking about a guy that's never been an offensive coordinator, never been a defensive coordinator. Did he get his job just because of who his father is? But I just don't think he's ever going to get it done at South Carolina. You can see there, Penn State absolutely blew out Auburn. Auburn's just, again, not a good football team. How long until Harson's fired? Ole Miss takes care of Georgia Tech. Big blowout for Lane Kiffin. Vanderbilt beats North Illinois. Alabama rolls as expected. This was one I was keeping an eye on. LSU beats Mississippi State 31-16. That's a big game circled on the calendar, going on the road to play LSU. Are they good or are they not? A lot of talk after that first game because of the way they lost to Florida State and the way that Brian Kelly responded, kind of throwing his players under the bus. A lot of rumors of guys entering the transfer portal. A lot of those players taking LSU stuff off of their social media. Just a lot of drama. And if you look at the scoreboard and you see they beat Mississippi State 31-16, it's like, okay, are they bouncing back? Are they better than we thought? But if you actually watch that football game, LSU was trailing late in the third quarter. They punted the ball away, and Mississippi State fumbles inside their own 10. LSU recovers and really kind of never looks back. And what was a close game late in the third quarter ended up kind of not a blowout, but looked like LSU just clearly easily won that game 31-16. You can see there LSU scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. Their offensive line, LSU's offensive line kind of struggled early in the year, but they ran the football for over 200 yards against Mississippi State. Their defense, they got after Will Rogers as well, got to him 4 times, and they held Mississippi State. You can say what you want about the Pirate. I like Coach Leach. I like the Pirate. I think he's quirky. He's weird. His offense, say what you will about it, it's been successful. But LSU's defense held them 200 yards below their season average. So we'll see that game again. It starts with Florida this weekend, but that LSU game is huge. If Tennessee, I said in the video earlier today, it's been a while. Been a while since Tennessee started a season 3-0. You got to go back to 2016, and in that year, Tennessee actually started 5-0. Let's go beat Florida on Saturday. Let's go down to Baton Rouge in a few weeks, beat LSU on the road, and bring Alabama to town with Tennessee sitting at 5-0. One thing I do like about that LSU game, I like the fact that Tennessee has a bye week going into that game. Can Josh Heupel scheme something up during that bye week? Obviously, Tennessee takes care of Akron 63-6. Arkansas in a nail-biter against Missouri State. And look, that's what happens sometimes. That's what some of you guys said about this Akron game. Boogie, don't be so confident. Don't be so arrogant. Look at App State. Look at Marshall. Look at Georgia State. Yada, yada, yada. And sometimes this happens, but good football teams like Arkansas come out on top of Missouri State. I still think they are a good football team. I still think they are possibly the second best team in the SEC West behind Alabama. Texas A&M bounces back after their upset, get a win over 13th ranked Miami 17-9. But then I want to talk about the Gators, obviously, for obvious reasons. It's Gator Hater Week. Tennessee set to take on the Gators on Saturday, 3:30. Again, college game day, going to be in Knoxville. Going to be an electric atmosphere, possibly a top 15 matchup. We'll see where Florida ends up ranked. I think Tennessee is going to bump up a few spots as well. But look, that Florida struggled with South Florida. They struggled with South Florida. They were trailing late in that game, driving, trying to score to take the lead, and surprise, surprise, Richardson throws an interception in the end zone, but South Florida can't capitalize. They can't take advantage, and that's why Florida escaped that Utah game with a win. Obviously, they lost to Kentucky. They escaped this game with South Florida with a win because even though South Florida had an opportunity with that interception to really put them away. And then they still had an opportunity late in the game, opportunity to kick a field goal, tie it up, send it to overtime. You're down inside the 20, low snap, gets away from the quarterback, makes the game-tying field goal a little bit tougher. They struggle to get the hold down on the field goal. No good. Florida survives. But there are so many holes in that Florida Gator football team. They allowed 200 286 yards on the ground. We've been talking about this Tennessee running game. Can they get better running the football? Florida struggles to stop the run, giving up 286 yards to South Florida. Let's talk about Richardson, because that's a guy coming out of the Utah game. A lot of buzz around him because of the plays that he made with his feet. Not necessarily his arm, but we know that's the scouting report. Kentucky laid out the blueprint. How do you beat Florida? That's contain Richardson, keep him in the pocket, stay true to your rushing lanes, keep him bottled up, don't let him escape, don't let him make plays. Be aggressive, get after him, hit him, force him to make mistakes. He's already got 4 interceptions on the season. That is second most in the SEC behind only Spencer Rattler. Let's make Florida pay for that. Let's make South Carolina pay for that. Something else worth mentioning, Florida has not played a game on the road yet. Has not played a game on the road. They're going to be coming into a hostile environment on Saturday. Hostile Neyland Stadium. That place is going to be rocking. I've seen the jokes. Leave your kids at home because it's going to be nasty on Saturday inside of Neyland Stadium. Another little fun stat worth noting. Richardson has more tackles than he does touchdowns. The kid has not thrown a single touch. We are 3 weeks into the season, and Anthony Richardson has not thrown a touchdown pass. But he has 3 tackles on the year. Just take that note to the bank. Spoiler alert, Tennessee rolls Florida on Saturday. You heard it here first. Hit that comment section and let me know your thoughts. Scores around the SEC, emotional reactions. What do you think? South Carolina, Florida, not very good. I think Tennessee's going to take care of business on Saturday. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid early, boys. We'll see how I feel as the week plays out, and I make the official prediction on Wednesday. But hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. You guys know the deal. Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Check out the merchandise. Check out the NIL opportunities in the links below. You can be a part of Spire Sports Group. Tons of perks and benefits for doing that. You also financially support the channel. Thank you to all the new members of the channel. If you see people dropping custom Talkin' Balls emojis in the chat, that's because they are members. They get access to those emojis. They get access to fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun stuff. So you can hit the join button down below and become a part of that as well. Again, busy week. Going to be live tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Come hang out. Monday morning, the morning show returns. Going to be live at 9 a.m. And then Tuesday night, fan call-in show. Late night Talkin' Balls, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Eric Kane of VAWLQuest.com is going to be jumping on to start the show. Then we'll open it up to fan call-ins. But a lot of content coming your way. I hope to see you guys tonight at 6:30. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' Balls Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.